I started when I was 19, so I met Pace when I was 19. It's a lot, you know.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. So tell me, what do you say to these agents? You find these agents, you call them up. Let's give them all the more of the sauce. What do you say to the agent? How do you say it? Are you immediately like, I realize your seller doesn't have any equity. What are you doing? Or what's the opening line to an agent? So I want to talk to you about something. You've been hanging out with Pace a lot, right? Just constantly. What do you feel is causing that? Why do you feel like Pace is loving on you right now? Do you have any idea? Because I'll tell you if you don't know, but I'm curious if you know.
I have a couple of guesses. Number one, it's I reciprocate, or at least I try to. So whenever people, I turn around and help a lot of people. I helped 16 people get their first deal this year. And so that's kind of number one. But it's also, I feel like because I'm a blank canvas, I started when I was 19. So I met Pace when I was 19. And all the steps, all the accomplishments I've made along the way in real estate has everything to do with Pace, nobody else. So for him to draw on a blank canvas, however he wants, and he sees the results in it, it's very, I imagine it's very rewarding. Like, imagine when you're an artist or you're a painter and you started from a blank piece of paper and now you drew such an amazing figure, and that was all you. So I think that's kind of why, and it is, and I think the third reason why is because I think it motivates a lot of other people. I think the number one comments I get is, "Hey, you inspire me, Kevin. I was in a slump, little rut in my business, and because I saw you, I get inspired to go out and make it work." So, and I get those comments all the time. So I think that's three different reasons. That's my prediction.
I think those were all really good reasons, and I think the second one the most. The fact that you're the blank canvas, that you're really, you just did exactly what Pace said, and you weren't just so stupid about it to not do what Pace said. You did his method, you listened to what he was telling you, you listened to the advice he was telling you, and you just followed through, right? Most people don't do that. Even me at 28, I followed a lot of the things Pace said, but I didn't fully follow every single thing he said, right? The fact that you did that makes it where he wants to hang out with you, do deals with you, all sorts of stuff, right? So it's just cool to see. And I just was curious if you even, I wanted to just see if you knew, and you do know, which is good to know, right?
What were you going to say if I didn't say that? Was I right?
I was going to say the second one, more or less. I was about to say the second one where it's like you're following Pace exactly, right? You're doing all of his steps and it's working, and you're 22, right? You have a cool story, bro. The only person who has like even a comparable story, in my opinion, is the Tranter brothers, right? Yes. In some ways, but that's the Astro version of it. Yours is the sub 2 version of it, right? And there's something about like, even me at I'm not old, God damn it, I'm 28, right? But I'm not that old, but I'm old enough where people are like, okay, it's at least fucking possible that it makes sense that this guy would be making some money at this point. 28's not like insanely young. 22 is insanely young. The fact you started at 19 is also insane, right? So it's just, anyways, people just love seeing that. Andy Wrong too, Todrick's right. Andy Wrong is also one of those stories where it's like an insanely young guy is doing it. And I like Andy a lot. I was hanging out with him in Florida last weekend, and yeah, no, he's a great guy too. But cool, man. So how about your mindset? Because I feel it's not just you found this strategy, right? What do you feel changed about you as a man, as growing up as a young man, going from 19 to 22? At least I feel like that's the age where you start becoming you went from literally a teenager into a young man. You went from being able to drink and not being able to drink, right? Society sees you differently at 19 versus 22. So how do you feel like you've matured? What has been your personality changes? What mindset stuff has happened? Talk about that a little bit.
Man, I think because the more deals I do, it requires me to be with the different types of people that are doing, the same amount of volume, if not more. And I'm forced to be in these rooms that I don't necessarily feel comfortable in. It's the right room to be in, but I don't feel comfortable being in there. Even the Avengers Mastermind that Pace brought me to, like, that's a pretty hefty room.
That was hilarious. Guys, okay, let me tell you guys a story. So this is a mastermind I'm a part of. I paid $30,000 the first time around to join this mastermind. Pace is the leader in it, and Kevin gets invited for free. He shows up for like 30 minutes and is like, I think I'm gonna go. I don't know. Like, this is whatever. And I'm like, no. I don't think you understand exactly where you are right now. This is these people all paid $30,000 and have the ability to pay $30,000. But the fact you're A, getting invited to those rooms is amazing, and then B is like, it is cool to see where you're just learning like, oh, what does this room even mean, right? Because that takes a while to understand, like, in your entrepreneurship journey. I just remember that maybe it wasn't 30 minutes, it might have been like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, but I remember you just being like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go now. And I'm like, bro, don't go, meet some people. You gotta meet as many people here as possible, right? So anyways, but yeah, I mean, Pace is blessing you. I think, are you going to community camp? I bet you are, because I bet you get invited to everything. I'm also going, so I'll see you there. I'll see you in like 3 weeks. I'm going to see you next week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks after that. Oh, shit. I got invited on the Astro side.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. But I completely interrupted you. Keep going. You were talking about minds. How has your mindset changed from 19 to 22 to be at where you are today?
I observe the people I'm very observant of the way people act and the way people treat people and everything. So, and when I'm around people that are way older than me, that are, that have money, then I just kind of copycat everybody. So the way I'm so out of place if I don't do what they're doing, paying for the whole entire meal, taking responsibility, taking ownership, leading an entire team, how I view money. Just the conversations alone, it's I want to fit in, and in order for me to fit in, I have to kind of fake my mindset into it, and I end up believing that mindset that I kind of fake myself into. Does that make sense?
100%, bro. And it's the smartest thing you could ever do in your entire life is just copycat rich people. That's how you become rich.
Oh, right? Yeah.
So it's genius. And it's crazy how people don't do that. You don't think about it too much, which is good. People think way too hard, and they just get caught in their own ways, and they don't copy rich people that are around them, right?
And I love that. It's not rewarded. When I was in high school, and people say it all the time, it's frowned upon for you to copy other people's work. And so when you go out of high school or college, that's not what your first intention is. Your first thought is you want to reinvent the wheel. Okay, if Kevin's already doing the no equity list, what else can I do? That should not be your mindset. It's okay, Kevin's already doing the no equity list. What can I do better than Kevin? Or what is he exactly doing so I can replicate exactly what he's doing so that I can see the results that he has. So, and I do that with every other people that are above me. So.
But okay, give us some sauce. What have you learned from the people above you? Give us the main lessons for us that aren't getting blessed with Pace, bringing us into 30K masterminds. What have you learned from you were hanging out with Hormozy. I saw that freaking photo, bro. That's so cool. Hormozy is one of my freaking heroes, right? So what did you learn from these people? What are you copycatting? We need the sauce, Kevin.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, Jonah, I have no idea.
Put the screen where you and I are both together, because I need. I'm a little. I feel like I get.
Okay, we'll do it like this.
Recording, but if I'm on the screen where it's
all good, bro. Let's just do this. Don't worry about it. By the way, shout outs to you. You have, I think you're number 2 on the most amount of people who've gone on the podcast to watch your podcast right now for my podcast. The only person who's beaten you is Pace.
Oh, really?
You beat Jamil, I think. I think Jamil was like 15 or 16 live views. Just so you know.
Oh, wow. What? No way. Stop.
I'm not joking. People love you, dude. People love you, dude.
Oh, people love me. Yeah. I'm so thankful. Oh, my gosh. This is what I learned from Pace. And this is just, you putting it at last. So he is really good at making people very comfortable. Right. I did a lot of podcasts with him where I didn't really know how to lead a podcast. Like for you right now, you're doing a phenomenal job at answering all these questions, asking me all these questions, and I'm jumping in when I need to, because I'm still in the process of learning how to, lead a conversation, make people feel comfortable, and make sure people say the right things and all that stuff. I think when I hang out with Pace, he's so intentionally and very very subtly make people very comfortable, and that attracts a lot of people around him. And I think that's it. Jonah, I don't know.
Wait, okay, so but you don't. Okay, but wait, that's fine. That's. But come on, what has your mindset been any different since the last time I talked to you a year and a half ago? Do you feel like it's been the same mindset and you just found the right engine? Maybe that's it. Maybe just this was what you were supposed to be doing, right? And what you were doing before just wasn't the right engine. Do you feel it's that?
I honestly think it's exactly that.
Okay.
Because, and this is my example. So for me, this is me. Every time I go out to eat with Pace would always be the one to pay, right? But then for me, and now when I go eat with other people, I just want to genuinely pay for everybody. And when people split bills here and there, like, it just makes me a little feel uncomfortable. And like he gives me like, okay, he gives me the permission to do the things that's already in my intuition or what I want to do.
It's funny. It's funny because I know what you're doing, but you're not verbalizing what. Here's what Kevin's doing that are none of you, that the people who aren't achieving what they want are doing. He's giving without reciprocity, which he talked about earlier, which is you have to give 10 times more than what you get without expecting something in return. Kevin's success, most of it, and he talked about this earlier, was giving away all of the sauce freely. All of you can be doing 60 to 70K, doing exactly what Kevin does now with just the simple filters he just gave. I put them up here earlier. They're in the YouTube comments, right? And I'll put them up here again because it really wasn't even that goddamn complicated. It was pick a market, what houses, loan type. What's that say? Skip year one, just do year 2 of last year and year 3 when interest rates were low, and on market, and just call those agents. And what are they going to do? They have to sell to you, right? That's the dope thing about your strategy is they have no other option,
right?
Other than lose money. So it's not even that hard of a sales pitch. But the point is that even if you did it by yourself, you might be doing 1 to 2 deals a month because you stay giving. And you watch people like Hayes and you watch other rich people give effortlessly, you realize that's how you get everything you've ever wanted in your entire life. You're not verbalizing what I just said, but that is what you're doing, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, and imagine I haven't really counted, but I wonder how many other no equity sub 2 deals that other students have done. I've gone 20, I've gone 39 or 30, counting 30.
Oh, you've done way more. I've done 2.
You've done 2, yeah, and there's got to be at least another 100 students that got at least one deal from that list. There has to be. So and imagine how many people we have helped. How much money did we make all these escrow officers on closing cost? How much money did we pay the agents commissions? How much assignment fees do we pay? How many houses did we actually acquire? And if you really sum it all up, I wish that there was a solid number, but I don't count outside of my own deals because it's kind of hard to do that. But it's a lot,
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. So tell me, what do you say to these agents? You find these agents, you call them up. Let's give them all the more of the sauce. What do you say to the agent? How do you say it? Are you immediately like, I realize your seller doesn't have any equity. What are you doing? Or what's the opening line to an agent?
My personal opening line is this, and you can put it up on the spotlight for me now.
Okay.
And this is and I've tried other ways where I was a little bit more blunt. I said, hey, it looks like a homeowner just bought the house and they're probably in a position where they have to cut a check to sell the house. And I've done that, and I've had results with it, but I have better results when I put it this way. I say, hi, Jonah, my name is Kevin. I actually just moved from California and I live here in Phoenix right now. I have a little bit of money to invest in. And I'm looking to buy, probably, 1 or 2 rentals this year, just to, save money on taxes and whatnot. And I just came across your listing. I don't know what you can, I was just curious. What can you tell me about it? and that would immediately take the guards off of the realtor, and they would just kind of start selling you on their listing. Oh, this house is great. It was just bought, and the homeowner, they barely lived in it. There's no dog, blah blah blah. It's in a great neighborhood. Oh, the homeowner just bought the house. Oh yeah, they just bought the house less than a year and a half ago. Now they're selling it. And then I'll maybe say something like, "Oh, what's wrong? Is there anything wrong with the house that they didn't? Most people live in houses, 5 to 7 years. It's so odd that they're moving out a year and a half, and you lead them down to the path and you want to the where you want to see the results. So and they say, oh yeah, they just got a job transfer, back up to where they used to work, and now they're in a position, they just want to get rid of it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I just want to put an offer out where it's lower than what their mortgage balance is and all that. Oh yeah, we have to get this offer because they have the homeowner, they don't have a lot of equity to play around with. And then I'll say, I don't know if your homeowner is open to it, but would they oppose to me just giving them a little bit of money and I pay you commissions and I take over the payments? And then it's every conversation was very in that little box, because you're guiding them down to it.
That was the absolute sauce, guys. I hope you guys freaking take this live, clip those parts, because that is the sauce right there. I just want you to know, he cooked up a pasta in front of us, put on some goddamn marinara and Tabasco, or not Tabasco, but put on some marinara and threw in a ribeye steak and gave you guys the best goddamn pasta you've ever had in your entire life. Just right in front of you. That was sick. I also want you to explain this real quick, because some people are asking this in the chat. I don't know if people know what sub 2 is. I'm assuming this guy doesn't know what sub 2 is, because I don't really understand his question unless he doesn't know what sub 2 is. So what do I do in a situation where the loan is conventional, but the owner is selling the house for less than they bought it for in 2022? I'm going to assume he doesn't know what a sub 2 is, because that's what you do, right? So quickly just explain what a sub 2 is.
So sub 2 is basically when the homeowner has a mortgage in their name. So let's just say you go buy a house. So this house that I'm sitting in right now on Cherokee Street, the homeowner actually bought the house using a conventional loan. And if you look up on I don't want to say the address because it's my primary residence, but if you look up on the public record, the homeowner bought the house for $600,000, and I bought the house for $590,000. And the way I bought the house was I took over their existing mortgage payment. So regardless of what the homeowner owes on the house, I just paid the homeowner $35,000 down, and I just came in and took over the payment that's already furnished. So for you, when you come in and take over the payment, your equity, I bought the house for
Talk about some numbers real quick, because guys, I don't know if you guys caught that. He paid $35,000 down for a $600,000 house. That's 5%, 5.5% down. What's the interest rate?
3.3%.
3.3%, guys. He paid 5.5% down and 3.3% interest. You'll never find that ever again, other than right now. This time in history is one of the only times right now where Kevin's strategy, you're going to be able to gobble up these 2 to 3% interest rates. These will never come back. I don't think we're going to have a COVID thing. I think 5% is going to be average and 4% is going to be considered incredibly low for the rest of our lives, right?
100%.
So this is the time to be doing Kevin's strategy.
Right. I mean, if there's any time to do it, I think the time is now. And I literally just bought a house, $620,000 house. I gave the homeowner $10,000 and no arrears, no commissions, no wholesale fee, nothing. That's like 1.8% down.
Literally. I just bought a house, a sub 2 in Colorado Springs. I paid $7,000 down. By $7,000, literally I paid just the closing costs because the agents decided they didn't want a fee from me. That's a long story. It was really random. But I paid $7,000 for a $400,000 house.
Oh my gosh.
What is that? 1.5% down or something like that? I just made the closing costs.
Yeah, something 1.6%.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane, guys. So I just wanted to go over that real quick, make sure people understood. So my man, what are your goals now? What are you trying to achieve? Are you just trying to do more wholesales? It sounds like you're trying to own some. What are your future goals now that you're crushing it in this strategy?
I mean, I'm at a point where I'm, I made good. I'm making good money in my business, in my wholesale business. I'm making, you know, doing 6 to 7 deals a month. I'm taking a couple bucks a month, right? Which means what? So my question that I asked myself a few weeks ago is, what am I doing with the money that I'm making? And my answer is, because my answer is buy more real estate, because I don't know what, number one, I don't really know much to invest outside of real estate, but I have access to a lot of deals. I guess people send me a lot of deals every single day. And for me, it would be foolish for me to just make all this money and not buy any real estate with it. So just in last month alone, and so last in the 4 weeks, I bought a house in Vegas for 2.7% interest rate. I bought this house that I'm sitting in 3.3%. I bought a duplex in Phoenix that's at 4.5% interest rate, 10K down, and I'm buying, a couple of the houses for midterm rentals that'll cash flow me, $1,000 each. So I'm at a point where, I'm gonna keep the wholesale operation going because I love the active income, but I'm gonna use that money to buy, you know, you know, rental properties that will allow me to cash flow and take home residual
I love it. So you're doing midterm rentals now? Are you managing those? Are you partnering up with somebody?
I'm partnering up with somebody, yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to say, I swear to God, if you're just doing those by yourself, Kevin, I'm gonna throw a fit at you. Who are you partnering up with?
Her name is Cece. She's out in Tampa.
Okay, I don't know her, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we have a house in duplex. We just got rented. The PI.
I'm getting so many questions that people are asking you, and I kind of want to do a live with you. This is making me want to do a live with you where you talk more about your strategy, where we get into it. You've done it on my Scorch method in sub 2, and you obviously do it for sub 2, but have you ever done it for the public?
No, I don't think. I think everything.
You want to do a live where we actually show step by step how to do your strategy?
Let's do it.
What do the people think? I want like a bunch of freaking comment section. I want to see hearts. I want to see fires. I want to see everything. If you guys want to see Kevin do it live on YouTube, on here, and we'll show you exactly how to do his strategy, where he's making 60 to 70K per month in wholesale fees, plus on top of that, buying and owning 6 properties in 6 months, really. Is that, or maybe 8 months? I guess you started in October last year. In 8 months, he owns more properties than me, guys. He owns more properties than me, right? And he's very close to catching up to me of how many wholesale deals I do a month, right? So it's literally, he's crushing it. He's going to surpass me soon in every single metric. It's freaking awesome. So everybody's going fire. Yes, everybody's into it. I'm going to bring you on here. We're going to do it. We'll set up a time to do it. We'll do it for the people, where we're going to show you guys step by step how to do his method, so the people see exactly how you do this business. Because guys, there's such an opportunity right now, such an opportunity. And it will be really cool to have Kevin come on and show you guys how to freaking do it.
This is the first time I'm doing it outside of sub 2, and I'm only doing it because of you, Jonah. Seriously,
love you, bro.
Yeah, love you too.
Yeah, man. No, seriously. I mean, like, you deserve it, and I want the people to know it. And you'll see when we do it for the public too, it'll be extra special, because like, you're gonna see like, some extra results from it as well. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna have lots of DMs. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
we're gonna do some good shit. Okay, so we're starting to get close to the end of this. I usually end this just by I have a question that I always ask, and I already asked you that though, but I'm gonna ask you this one instead. When you were doing this journey, when you started this new method, what were some pitfalls that you wish you had seen earlier that can help some of the people who are going to try out your method after watching this live? What do you think are some pitfalls that people should have tried to avoid when doing this method?
I would seriously say, like, and Jonah, you can attest to it, I've done so many different strategies in real estate. I've done wraps, I've bought sub 2 deals, I've done a lot of foreclosures, I've done a couple probate deals, I've done Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. I would seriously vouch. I'll personally vouch. The pitfall that I would avoid is not doing this. I mean, and this is coming from personal successes that I have, just buying like 5 houses and 6 stores just by utilizing this method, and doing 39 sub 2 deals in 1 year so far for 6 months. And my goal is to do 100 sub 2 deals, and I want everybody to know that I've done 100 sub 2 deals in this year alone. And It's very possible. It's very possible because at the end of the day, everyone's journey should be to own real estate and stop wholesaling or get to a point where they could stop wholesaling if they wanted. And when you're not buying sub 2 deals, you're gonna keep rolling that hamster wheel, and you don't know when your end goal is, what your end goal will even look like. And I think the biggest mistake when people, in regards to doing these no equity sub 2 deals is just not doing it. Even if you do just one deal a month, which is very attainable, you cold call yourself, you do all the contracts, you don't do anything, you spend 3 to 4 hours a day just doing it by yourself, and you buy one house every quarter. This method will always work because I would say it always works because we just came out of a weird time where everything was going up, but most of the time it's going to be a steady growth. And when the ownership is so little, when the length of ownership is less than 2 years, the house is not going to appreciate that much to a point where the homeowner can get out of the house.
So I mean, it's been depreciating. It's been depreciating for the past year or two is why this works. It works because we're in a down market. Your strategy is extremely good for down markets, right? Yeah. That's why it works really well. It'll work anytime there's a down market, but right now it is a especially good one because of those 2 to 3% interest rates.
Right. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, if you look back, and I look back in 2022, right? And Jonah, you reflect on your 2022. I could care less how many wholesale deals I've done. Truly, I look back in 2022 December. How many houses did I own? I've done a couple wraps, and it made me think, what did I do this year?
I get it, man.
If 2023 were to stop today, I'd be like, okay, I did good amount. By my primary, by 5 rentals, I'll probably cash flow $35,000 to $4,000 a month. I think I'll be pretty solid. So
yeah, but you're trying to get freaking loaded. I already know it, and so am I. So we're gonna get way more houses. We're gonna do way more stuff. Kevin, how do the people reach you? What's the best way to reach you? How do people send you deals? Where are you looking for deals? How can my community help you?
Man, I'm looking to, if there's any deal that fit the no equity sub 2 deals criteria, and which is a criteria that I talked about for the last 58 minutes.
Is there any interest rate issues? What if it's 5.5% or 6%?
I'll look at anything under 4.5%.
Okay, 4.5%.
4.5%. Arizona, Texas, Vegas, and Florida. 4 markets. And I will
Arizona, Texas, Florida. And what was the last one?
And Las Vegas.
Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Awesome.
Sub 2 deals, cool. Those four markets. I will.
What else do you want? Would you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel.
I need to follow you. I need to subscribe to you. I don't think I subscribe to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Kevin Choe 12. It's all the same.
So subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. It's just Kevin Choe, right?
Kevin Choe 12.
Kevin Choe 12, right? Definitely go there. Give this man deals. He deserves it. I don't want you to send them to me. I want you to send them to Kevin because he's gonna be buying a lot more freaking sub 2 deals right now. And yeah, follow him on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube. He's absolutely crushing it. He can help you talk to these agents. He can do everything for you guys. Whatever you guys need, this man has got you guys. Send him an IG DM if you need help, whatever it might be. Yeah, man. It's been fun. I've loved seeing the development. It's so cool. If you guys really want to see just watch Kevin's mannerisms from when we did this a year and a half ago. Go into the vault, go into my YouTube, watch the live that me and Kevin did. He was more of a kid. You still are a kid, to be honest. You definitely I feel like you're a little brother. That's why I also think Pace likes you a lot, is they give you just the little brother vibes all over. But back then you were really a kid, had no idea what you're doing. Now I can see you starting to become a man and starting to find your own path. And I just love it. It's just fun to see, bro. It's a good time.
Thank you. It means a lot. And who knows? I'll be on the podcast again in 12 months and I'll be in a complete.
Yeah. And then you'll just be telling me like, bro, I just bought like 500 sub 2s. And I'll just be like, well, holy moly. I guess we got to have him on again. Because now he's going freaking insane, right? It'll be good. Do you have any last words for the people before we end this?
Not for the people, but I want to say to you, thank you for this platform. And I do a lot of podcasts for other people, and you really make this podcast very comfortable. I never feel like I have to force anything out of myself. It was just genuinely a good conversation that I always have with you, and like your style of leading people, and getting the answer from me by asking the right questions. It was really good. So it felt very natural. I want to come back here again.
100%, bro. You were invited back when you've gotten your 500th house sub 2. You got to get 500. I want to see some insane growth from you, and then you can come back on.
Love it.
I love it, bro. I'm also seeing you Tuesday. We're doing the live for Brent.
Yeah.
You remember that? Is it in your calendar? Did Melissa do that?
No, Melissa didn't do it, but I have it on my.
You got it in your calendar? All right. Yeah. Sorry. I should have had
it. Can you still have Melissa, send it?
Did I put it in the Instagram? I'll do it in the Instagram, and I'll put it in her Discord. It'll be like, what are you doing? Can you please freaking put it in his calendar? Yeah. Cool, bro. Love you. You're a beast. Thank you, everyone who came on today. You guys freaking crushed it for Kevin. There was a moment you were almost beat pace for a second. You were at like 27. Pace with the max pace got you was 31. So you almost were the most. Almost, no, not quite.
Pace will always be in front of me. So
that's not true, dude. Here's the thing that you and I have on Pace. We have time. Pace started when he was, how old is he now? He's 39.
He's 40.
He's 40. He started when he was like 32. I started when I was 25. You started when you were 19. Time is the most valuable asset, and we will always have that on him.
Right.
And so just realize that there will be a time where when you and me both become greater than Pace at some point. We keep doing this as long as he does, right? So, anywho, I gotta end this. I love you, bro. You're sick. I'll see you Tuesday. Everybody else, next week we got Aston Zabek, I think is his last name. He's a pretty cool dude, pretty popular guy. Scorched the Fears is gonna be on Wednesday, not Thursday. Next week, it'll be 5 p.m. PST. Kevin, thank you so much. Everyone who came on, thank you so much. This is Scorched the Fears. Let's freaking go!